guys, Jeff, welcome to today's video. So today we are going to finally do the 6-month ownership video about the MyoChair. So I've had this chair now for almost 6 months, and ever since I got it in April, I got tons of questions on the video that I made about it. And today I figured I would answer those questions in this video, as well as just sort of tell you how the chair has been doing, what I like about it, what I don't like so much about it, and hopefully help you make the best informed decision as to what this chair is and if it's good for you or not. Quick disclaimer before I start the video, I'm not sponsored or endorsed by Autonomous in any way. I do have a discount code available in the MyoChair video and the Ergo Stool video, and of course in this video that you can use to get some money off of your purchases with Autonomous. It also gives me a little kickback that I can use with them. That is notably how I purchased this Ergo Stool. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by them in any way, so this is totally my unbiased opinion of the product. So I guess the first thing we're going to talk about is just how the chair's held up over the last 6 months. If you're just coming from the original review video, you'll remember that I had the arms up back then. As you can probably tell right now, I didn't keep the arms. I took them off almost immediately. It feels just so much more natural not to have the arms. Not that the arms aren't good, it's just that I'm using this in a studio environment. So I stand up, sit down a lot, I play with instruments, I move to the drums, I move around. So it really made more sense to have a chair that I didn't have arms on. Now, how did the chair hold up? Well, after 6 months, I can say the chair is in perfect condition. I use it for about, it's an average 3 hours a day. When I start recording covers or new songs, I can sit on it for 5 or 6 hours at a time. The back material, the sort of mesh material, is in perfect condition. It's basically like new. The material on the seat as well is pretty much the way it came out. It looked a little rough when it came out of the box, and it still looks a little rough. It hasn't really changed. The cushion material has settled in a bit. So when I originally got the chair, I mentioned that it was a bit on the firm side. It still is firm, but not quite as much as it used to be. But you know, it's still plenty pliable. And even though I'm 300 pounds, I'm still not bottoming out and getting my ass on the plastic underneath. So that is pretty good. So I would say it's pretty much settled in the first month or so, as you would expect, and then it hasn't really changed. So that leads me to believe that it'll probably stay this way for the foreseeable future. Other than that, the plastics are just fine. Everything's working. The mechanisms underneath are working. The piston is working. Doesn't crack when I sit or move around in it. Now, of course, the common questions I get is, what do you like about the chair? Well, the first thing I like about the chair is that it is fairly comfortable, and as I said, it's supportive. It does its work there, and it's fairly inexpensive. So this is obviously one of the major selling points of a chair like this. Also, I think it looks pretty good in gray, and they also sell it in black and other colors. I think it looks most dashing in gray. I've seen the black one. I don't know, it just looks more generic. And again, I like the fact that I can take off the arms without, you know, changing the experience too much. Things that I don't like so much about the chair, the first is that you can't really tilt the seat back too much. What you can do is tilt the back somewhat, and then the front will lift up as well. But if, let's say you put that like down there and lock it there. Yeah, the front is higher up now, but the back of the seat is also sort of tilted back. So I wish there was a way that you could just lift up the front of the seat without tilting the back, but unfortunately that's not possible. What I did to fix that is I went underneath the chair right where the base plate attaches to the front of the chair, and I added washers underneath the plate so it forces mechanically the seat to tilt back. The other thing that I'm not super stoked on is the back lumbar support is adjustable, so you can raise it and lower it. The problem is if you raise it, sort of falls back down on its own. It's not the end of the world. When you sit in the chair, you just bring it back up and you sort of develop that reflex, and then your back lays on it so it doesn't move. And then when you stand up, it just sort of falls back down. So when you sit again, you sort of create that reflex where you'll just lift it every time. I mean, that's not a very complicated fix. I could just set it wherever I want and put some blue gum somewhere there and, you know, mechanically force it in place. But yeah, other than that, really no negative marks to speak of for the chair. It's all been really reliable, really comfortable. So what I'm going to do now is go in the video comment section and sort of pick out some comments and try to answer the best of my ability in this video. So the first common question that comes up all the time is, how long did it take to get here? Understood that it was sort of right at the beginning of the coronavirus situation, but mine got here in about a month. The Ergo Stool, when I ordered it, it took a couple months to get here. I guess it depends on the color, it depends on a lot of things, but in my case, it actually got here before the quoted time that they said it was going to get here. Now, the common question I think people want to know is it on par with like a Secret Labs or a chair like that? So to answer that question, I figured I'd bring in the chair that I use for gaming. It's a Secret Lab Titan. The reason why I would never use a chair like this for gaming is because I have something like this. This is just perfect for gaming. Has much more support, much more adjustment, has a little pillow. You can sort of sleep on it. You can tilt everything back. It's a very different kind of chair. For the studio, I would never use a chair like this. This is way too bulky, way too snug. It's very hard to work, and that's the reason why I never use something like this. Also, you have to remember this is like 3 times the price of this. So if you expect the same quality from this as you do from this, obviously you're going to be disappointed. However, I think that the MyoChair in all the categories that count actually delivers just as well as the Secret Lab Titan. However, if you're looking for that extra performance, that extra comfort, that extra adjustability, they are not in the same league. They're not in the same category. But I just wanted to bring up this comparison because I think a lot of people are sort of expecting to get this level of adjustability and quality at this price point, and I just want to make sure that it's clear through my videos that you are not getting the same quality, you are not getting the same comfort, and you're not getting the same adjustability as the two. Each of them have their purpose, in my opinion. That's why I have both. That's why I use this in the studio and this for gaming and working. But for what it is and what it's made for, I think the MyoChair is some of the best purchase you can make. Plus, it is very inexpensive. So anyways, that's been it for me, guys. I hope you found this video interesting. I hope it helps you make an informed decision about the MyoChair. That'll be it for this video, and I hope to see you Sunday for my next music video. Peace, guys.